You see this engine bay? If you know me, you know the last thing that I want to deal with is a bunch of soapy water spots in my engine bay when I wash my C8 coupe. So today, I'm going to show you exactly how I wash my C8 and keep virtually all water from ever entering this engine bay. Stay tuned. Welcome back. Let me address right away what you're going to see in the comment section. Somebody's going to write, the C8 was designed to be driven in the rain. I get that, but there are many people like myself that not only don't drive it in the rain, we surely don't want to deal with a bunch of soapy, sudsy mess every time we wash our coupe. So let me show you my foolproof method on how to keep your C8 engine bay clean each time you wash your car. Now right away, you're going to need three things. You're going to need some blue painter's tape, a large blanket, like a moving blanket, which you're going to place over the engine to absorb any kind of water that falls through. But most importantly, you're going to need this. This kit is called C8 engine vent blocks, and they're available at c8blocks.com. You may have seen these by other YouTubers using them, and I will tell you, I hate to offend anybody, but you're all using them incorrectly, and you're all telling what I consider to be false information. Nowhere in the manufacturer's website or even speaking to the manufacturer do they claim that this is 100% no water will ever get through, because that's totally incorrect. If you know anything about the C8 coupe and you look at these vents, there is not a product that can be made to prevent all water go through. But I will tell you, with these and the combination of what I'm going to show you here in a few minutes, you could basically say virtually all water never gets through. So let me show you how to install these and show you some of the tricks that I came up with to prevent water coming through, and show you why it's almost impossible to find any product to ever eliminate all water. Let's get to it. Okay, I want to show you a problem that I found when I was pre-fitting these vent blocks. And this is not a vent block issue, this is a GM issue. And if you don't fix this, I see it being a problem. Look at the mesh, and on the outer edges, you can tell that there's no light coming around anywhere except through the mesh. On this right-hand side, look at the right of the mesh. Do you see the gap that's in between the mesh and the actual plastic? That's just gonna let water flow on through. So to fix this, there's these screws right here. Just unloosen these screws. I actually took the whole piece out and I found out you don't have to. Just loosen them and pull them over and reposition them and tighten them back down. And that'll help you alleviate any kind of water that would fall in between those gaps. So just to follow up, you look, there's no more gap between the vent and the plastic. That's just readjusting the exterior carbon piece on the outside, and it's done with these screws. Pretty easy fix. So right away, we're going to take a moving blanket and we're going to cover this engine bay, and we're going to let it sit in here and absorb any kind of water that actually falls through this, or some of the actual bodywork of the car. You're going to get some leaks. This will eliminate anything that's going to fall through. So jumping ahead, you can see that I've placed out my blanket, and what I'm going to do now is I'm going to shut the rear hatch and let it seal down. Now you notice it's sealed all the way around. Make sure that there's no blanket on the outside edges. This will alleviate anything that happens to fall through. It'll get caught by this blanket. Okay, so let's talk about the actual vent block. As you can tell, the vent block is made to fit the shape of the car's vent. I mean, to be able to fit a vent cover in here as it goes down in here and it raises up in here, it's impossible. And that's what I love about this product. This product is going to eliminate probably 99% of water ever getting through. But this system that I'm showing you right now, it's going to be almost foolproof to make sure your engine bay never sees a bunch of water. So this kit includes 6 vent blocks and 1 rubber gasket for this back window. Make sure that your vent blocks are securely pushed in all the way. And now, let me go ahead and install this rubber channel, and I'll get to the next step. So the next step is installing this rubber channel, and all you're gonna do is firmly push it into place and make sure that it's sealed tight around the window. And let me get this thing installed because it's hard doing it with one hand, and I'll show you the next step. And one note I wanna make about this channel is make sure you pull this material over and tighten up this little area on both sides. Get in there, tighten it up, make sure no water gets in. But I'm not really worried about this because I'm gonna show you the next step and where the blue painter's tape comes in. Now, if I really wanted to, at this moment, I could wash the car. 99% of the water will stay out of this car at this step. But I wanna take it to a next level by putting some blue painter's tape around these edges, basically just to help seal a little better. Now, one thing I wanna address that's totally been done wrong when people are washing their car, they're acting like this is supposed to guarantee you that it's gonna seal and it's not gonna have a problem. I mean, I've seen people, I'll take my little wand out, with your power washer, and they're just going at it. They're going at it and spraying. Well, these things will pop out when you're doing this. The problem is they're trying to use this product how it was not intended. It was not intended to be completely tight and just blowing these things out with your power washer. What you need to do is go from a top, spray lightly on top of this car. You don't blast into these vents. If you're gonna blast into these vents, guarantee you 100% you're gonna get water. These things are gonna fall out. And one thing about these vents, people are like, well, I could use something else. This product gets rid of probably 99% of the water because it's covering this gaping hole. You know, it drives me crazy when people use products not the way they were intended, and then they want to blame the company. I'm telling you, I stand behind this, and I'm going to show you why my method is the best way to go about this. So let me get these vents taped up, and we're going to start washing. So you're probably wondering how the tape stood the test, and here's what the tape looks like after. It's still on there. Most people say, well, it'll get blown off. I was pretty rugged with this. Some parts come on, but look, it does stick pretty good. Okay, I want to address something. Yes, I use a leaf blower, and some people say on other YouTube channels saying you shouldn't use a leaf blower because it picks up the air and the dust around and blows it onto your car. Ask anybody that knows me. I've been doing this for 4 years on my other car, and they'll look better than showroom. That whole thing's a fallacy. I don't know why people say that, but I would not spend all this money getting XPEL'd and ceramic coated to blow a bunch of dirt on here. There's no problems. Don't listen to anybody. Okay, I removed the tape, and I'm wanting to show you this is what you're left with. Just a little bit of this water. Wipe it up. And remove these. You look, I don't know what it's like inside yet, but there's really not much water around here. So let me go ahead and I'll clean this up. And I will tell you that I went and I blew with my air blower all the areas around the car. All these vents, blew all the water, much as I could get out of it. So some water could have got blown inside, but let's go ahead and finish doing this and I'll open it up. Okay, so I removed the vent blocks, I removed the centerpiece, and now I'm going to open it up for the very first time. You're going to open it up with me, and we're going to see just how much water did get in. You're seeing this for the very first time with me. Now you see drips here. There's nothing you can do about it. These drips are from the actual molding of the car. But I want you to look at this. Here's the car. Here's the engine. And there's some water right here, which I'm guessing it came through this area. But I'm gonna blow all this stuff off before I remove this, so you can tell me if you think it did protect the car. So I went ahead and I blew all this off, and we're going to remove this blanket right now for the first time together. I haven't opened it, I haven't checked it, but I want to see how much of this engine got protected with these combination of the vent blocks and the blanket. Here we go. Look at this. Very minimal. You can wipe this up with a rag. Nothing got down here. No soap. There's no mess. And that ought to do it. If you're like me and you hate dealing with this sudsy mess that comes along with washing your C8 Corvette, this method has proven to be virtually waterproof. Make sure you're using the painter's tape, the blanket to cover any kind of water that drips down, but most importantly, using the C8 vent blocks available at c8blocks.com. If you like this video, make sure you hit a like and subscribe to Protective Dad Pranks, as well as head over to Vette Syndicate on Instagram and Protective Dad Pranks also on Instagram, and subscribe today. And as always, peace!